Men. How did you know you were right for the job? Honestly, I go for the job that my gut says I can't do. I've grown of a lot more from doing that. When they described problems and responsibilities that were 100% within my skill set to fix. You won't know. But growth and comfort never coexist. I knew I had to take more risk when I realized the people around me doing the things I wanted to do were my age and had resumes that looked like mine. Before that I always just thought those roles required tons more experience and skills, but a peer got promoted one time and I was like, holy, people like me do these big jobs. Good luck. Opinions vary. But to me it isn't just being right for it. It's being able to become right in opos. You've got a solid understanding of the work. And you also understand that to be a good manager you have to do things differently than what you did as a worker. That's good. All that's missing is some know-how on being a manager. Which is something you can learn. They find the origin of things interesting? Me too. I find it interesting too. I wish we were able to see how past connections between different communities were made, such as moving/nomads or settled communities/groups. Me too. It's definitely not only you. What particularly interests me is the dawn of civilization. How we went from nomads to being able to farm. Thus making it unnecessary to keep migrating. No. You are the only person in the world with an interest in history. What scent do you like? And it is not a perfume? Clean pads. The smell of my parrot. And old books. Fresh snow. Gasoline. Fresh ground coffee. Bondo. It's as close to smelling cocaine as you can get without doing cocaine. Detergent smells are addictive. My two favorites. One good. One weird. Fresh baked bread. Gasoline. Petrichor, the smell after rain. I really like the smell of frankincense. I didn't grow up Catholic. So I don't have any memories associated with it, I just find the smell pleasant. Smell of wet earth after rain, ocean, books, baked bread, wood on fire, orange tree scent during bloom. Hawaiian tropic suntan oil brings me back to my childhood summers. I love it. Every morning when I wake my cat Oliver curls up on my chest and presses his head under my chin. His head smells of books and vanilla and it is good. Lilac. Takes me back to my childhood. The smell of freshly printed money. Campfires. Coppertone sunscreen. And salty sea air. Mountain air is too clean and forest Y for it to outrank beach/sea emo. Fresh books and new baked breads. I have a really weird one. But the fresh and uncooked corn you can get from the produce sections in grocery stores smell so good to me. The ones with the husk still on them. How do I approach this girl at the office? Don't. Where you eat. If your name isn't Jim Halpert and you aren't written for TV. Don't do it if you can avoid it. Don't make it weird, dude, lol. Just be patient and try to have decent conversations to see what her way of thinking is and if you have anything in common. Do this often. But not too often. The novelty will wear off and you will soon be more comfortable around her and you will see that she might not be your type. You don't eat where you. Don't put your meat where you make your bread. Don't try to. People from work. Dating someone at work is the perfect way to sabotage your work experience. This won't be like Jim and Pam from The Office. Because love life isn't scripted. You could potentially lose your job if anything goes terribly awry and it negatively impacts performance or causes too much work drama. If you plan on pursuing this romantic interest, I'd recommend as your next step submitting your resume to multiple employers actively hiring. Do people date each other where you work or do they have a don't in your plate way of doing business? If dating someone in your office is taboo, hard pass. There's other women out there you don't share an office with. As someone who is a supervisor in a mid-sized work environment, don't. While sometimes it works out, I've seen that go sideways a lot. Consequences ranged from people having to shift positions to HR and management getting involved in firing people. In the current climate, if things go south and she files a complaint, you are most likely. It doesn't even matter what actually happened. Are you willing to gamble your career and potentially entire professional future over this? There is a reason the saying don't where you eat exists and why so many guys follow it. Lots of women out there. Go find one that doesn't put your livelihood at risk. What is the strangest compliment you have ever received? I was told I look like Gerard Depardieu. I'm certain that the person meant it as a compliment. But all I could think was, which version? Old, fat, balding, creepy Gerard Depardieu? Or, young, rakishly handsome, in a very Gallic manner, Gerard Depardieu? Sadly, that question has never been answered. Once when I was out with a friend, she told a dark humor joke and I'm a nerd and I find these things funny. So I laughed. I don't like to laugh so that my teeth can be seen because I have a gap between my teeth and I don't like it, so I cover my mouth with my hand. Well, and I was laughing and I didn't realize I didn't hide my mouth. Some dude came up to me and he told me, "Aw, cute. I like the gap between your teeth." I didn't know what to say, so I just stared like I saw murder. But I have to be honest, thanks to this dude I'm not ashamed of my teeth, so dude, if you're reading this, thanks bro. I don't know why or how I met you. But I'm so glad I did, and it pains me to see you like this and quat. A girl I met within the month said to me while hugging me during a painful crying fit hiding away in my car. First girl to ever say such a thing to me. Becoming my first kiss a month later. I was 27, which should convey why I was in such a dark place. 2020 was an interesting year for me. Was working a long-term temp job at a construction site. The head heavy equipment engineer was a beautiful, woman. She flat out told people that she only took the job to get far enough away from her lame husband to have some wild and kinky. She said she was willing to try anything and be with anyone. Except me. When asked why, her response, "You are just a younger, muscular, and more respectful version of my husband." And quote.